Hello and a very warm welcome. If you clicked on this video today, I imagine you've experienced this classic scene. It's Monday morning and you wake up determined to make a change. You put on your favorite pair of jeans, the ones you wore with ease just 2 or 3 years ago, and you feel like they're literally begging to close. The button barely reaches the hole. In that moment, you feel that tightness in your chest, a mix of frustration and guilt. You think, where did I go wrong? I didn't even eat that much over the weekend. And so the cycle begins. You spend the day on salads, cut out bread, drink gallons of water, go for an hour-long walk. But then Friday comes, you step on the scale, and it feels like it's mocking you. The needle doesn't budge. Or worse, you're somehow a pound heavier. If you're over 35 or even past 40, I want you to take a deep breath right now and listen to what I'm about to tell you, because no one in the fitness world has the courage to say this. It is not your fault, and the problem is not your lack of discipline. Our whole lives, we've been taught a mathematical lie. They told us that losing weight was just eating less and moving more, as if our body were a simple calculator. But if that were true, why does your 20-year-old friend eat everything and stay thin, while you feel like you gain weight just by smelling food? The big truth, which modern science has only been able to prove now, in early 2026, is that your metabolism isn't a calculator. It's a biological organism controlled by switches. Over the years, daily stress, poor sleep, the hormonal shifts of maturity, and even those crash diets you did in the past end up creating a kind of short circuit in your system. Your body enters a survival state. It thinks it needs to guard every calorie like a treasure because it doesn't know when it will have energy again. It's like you're trying to drive a car with the emergency brake pulled all the way up. You hit the gas, you burn fuel, the engine gets hot, but the car doesn't move. This stuck car state has a scientific name you need to know: thermogenic resistance. Let me explain this simply so you understand why your diets have failed until now. Our body has a natural process called thermogenesis. It's the ability of our cells to generate heat. When thermogenesis is active, your body uses stored fat in the belly, arms, and hips as fuel to maintain your internal temperature and vital functions. That's why some people are hot and lose weight while they sleep. However, when you hit thermogenic resistance, that switch flips off. Your cells become deaf to fat-burning signals. It's as if the cell's lock is rusted. The key, your diet and exercise, goes in, but it can't turn to open the door and let the fat out to be burned. This explains why, after 35, abdominal fat feels like it's made of steel. It's not ordinary fat. It's fat protected by a metabolic barrier. And until you break this resistance, you can starve yourself all you want. Your body will prefer to burn your muscle and leave you exhausted before it touches a single gram of belly fat. And how do you know if this is your case? There are clear signs. First is morning fatigue. You wake up tired even after sleeping. Second is stress belly, that hard fat right in the front of the abdomen that never seems to go away. And third, the most common one, is cold extremities. If your hands and feet are always cold, it's a definitive sign that your internal furnace is running at the bare minimum. But don't despair. What I'm going to tell you next is how science discovered a way to clean that rusted lock and flip that switch back on using components that nature kept secret. Now that you understand that your problem isn't a lack of willpower, but rather this biological lock called thermogenic resistance, the question that won't go away is, how do we clean this lock? How do we flip this switch back on? Most people think the answer is pumping their body with caffeine or heavy stimulants. But if you're over 40, you know that only leads to heart palpitations, increased anxiety, and a terrible energy crash 2 hours later. The secret discovered in metabolic research centers in Europe and the US isn't about forcing your heart to beat faster. It's about signaling to your cells that they can start producing heat again. The answer came from an unexpected place: rare citrus compounds and high-altitude spices. Researchers from Harvard and Barcelona found that certain molecules in specific citrus fruits have the power to talk to our deep fat. Let me explain the science behind one of the biggest allies in this process, Seville Orange. Unlike the oranges we buy at the grocery store, this variety contains a compound that acts directly on the receptors commanding abdominal fat burn. It acts as a solvent for that metabolic rust I mentioned earlier. But it doesn't work alone. For real fat burning, your body needs balance. That's where Himalayan ginger comes in. Studies show this specific variety can reduce sugar cravings by up to 54% because it stabilizes blood sugar levels. You know that desperate hunger at 5 p.m.? That's caused by insulin spikes your body can't control. When you combine these citrus polyphenols with the right ginger, you stop fighting with food. And there's one more fascinating detail, berberine. If you haven't heard of it yet, remember this name. Scientists call it the metabolic master switch. It activates an enzyme inside your cells that says, hey, stop storing fat and start using it for energy. That's why with the right nutrients, you don't just lose weight, you feel a burst of vitality you haven't felt in years. The big mistake I see many women making is trying to buy these ingredients separately at common pharmacies. The problem is that purity and the exact combination are what make the difference. It's no use eating orange peels or drinking any ginger tea. Science has proven there is a synergy. It's like an orchestra. If the violin is in tune but the piano is off key, the music sounds awful. Your metabolism is the same. You need the exact dosage of Seville Orange, Spanish red apple to control appetite, along with ceremonial green tea to oxidize fat, and Korean red ginseng to keep your focus and energy high. When you bring these elements together, you break thermogenic resistance. Your body gets warm again. You'll notice that even at rest, your body is working for you. It's that wonderful feeling of seeing your clothes get loose without torturing yourself with grueling workouts. After understanding all this science, you must be wondering, how do I get my hands on this exact combination of Seville Orange, Himalayan ginger, and berberine? Well, that's exactly why a team of specialists developed Citrus Burn. It's not just another bottle of pills on a shelf. It's an encapsulated metabolic activation protocol. Citrus Burn was created specifically to target the thermogenic resistance we've discussed here. What I love most about this product, and why I'm bringing it to the channel, is that it's 100% natural and free from synthetic stimulants that attack your nervous system. It works with your body, not against it. By taking one capsule a day, first thing in the morning, you are sending a chemical signal to your cells. Okay, hibernation is over, let's start burning this stored fat. And the result? It's not just a smaller number on the scale, it's waking up with energy, feeling that belly bloat disappear in the first week, and most importantly, gaining back the confidence to look in the mirror and love what you see. But I have to give you a very serious warning. Because Citrus Burn has become the best-selling supplement of 2026 for women over 40, many bad actors are trying to sell fake formulas on sites like Amazon and others. Please don't fall for that trap. The original Citrus Burn is only sold on the official website, where they guarantee the purity of these exotic ingredients I've taught you today. And to show you how much they trust what they've created, they offer something I've never seen elsewhere, a 180-day guarantee. That's right, 6 full months. You can secure your kit today, use it as directed, and if in 6 months you don't feel your metabolism has unlocked, if you don't see that belly fat melting away, or if you simply don't like the color of the bottle, they'll refund every single penny, no questions asked. The risk is 100% on them, the benefit is all yours. So if you're tired of being a prisoner to diets that don't work, and you finally want to give your metabolism the right command, I've made it easy for you. I've left the link to the official Citrus Burn website right below in the first pinned comment and also in the description of this video. If you're watching on your smart TV or computer, just point your phone camera at the QR code appearing now in the corner of the screen. It will take you straight to the official page with a special discount they've released for those seeking quality information. My personal suggestion? Since science shows the cellular renewal cycle takes time, the 3 or 6 bottle kits are the best value, both for the discount and the long-term results. Don't leave for next Monday what you can start right now. Click the link, grab your kit, and come back to the comments later to tell me about your transformation. I love reading your stories. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. Big hug, take good care of your metabolism, and I'll see you in the next video.